Hi there everybody, welcome to Mondays at Mike's, and we'd like to apologize for missing last week. We took off for Labor Day, and it was kind of a bummer for us not to be able to put out some material, but we're excited to come back to you guys again. So here Kale's going to talk to you a little bit about what we got going on today.
We spend a lot of time here at Mike's & Sons looking up and researching parts for customers. A lot of people may not know that we stock thousands of parts for a multitude of brands, even brands that we don't necessarily sell here, but common replacement parts and whatnot. So today we're just going to kind of hit on some things that you can do to help us find the right parts for you when you come in, when your machine's down, or when you're doing some service work on it, just to help you find the right parts, make sure you get the right part once it comes in.
One of the very common things for us is differentiating between a machine and its engine. So if you need engine parts or parts for the machine itself, they are each going to have identifying numbers that are very specific to that part, whether it be the Briggs & Stratton motor or a Toro motor or whatever it is. That'll have its own model and type on it, and then your tractor is going to have a model and serial number, and oftentimes those need to be taken into consideration when you're having parts like a starter for your motor, or say you need an axle for your tractor. You'll need those numbers for your tractor, or for your starter for your engine, you'll need those numbers off of your engine in order to find those parts.
That's right. A lot of the components on your tractor, you may be able to find a kind of generic replacement. Take for example, deck belts and drive belts on a riding lawn tractor. You may be able to go to a store and pick up a 80-inch belt to go on your mower deck. Well, the OEM replacement belt may be 80.7 inches, and that 0.7 of an inch makes a huge difference when you consider proper tension of your deck belt. We see a lot of customers that will get a generic belt and come back within a few weeks or a few months with a torn up belt again because hey, it slipped and it burned. There's some things that just you can't replace with generic parts, and that's where having our relationships with our OEM manufacturers really comes in handy.
All right guys, now we're going to take a trip outside and we're going to show you a few of the most common locations for model serial tags, so that way when it comes time for you to bring your information in, you know where to look and you don't have to search and scour for it. So here we have, to start off, this is a Cub Cadet tractor. We are a Cub Cadet dealer here, but this just happens to be the one that we came upon here. So this works for most brands of tractors. You'll find the model serial tag, the most common location, it's going to be right here on the seat frame. So here you can see you have your official model and your serial number. These numbers are very important to have for all of the information, any parts that you might need to find for your tractor. So next we'll take a trip down to a zero turn. Start with the Cub Cadet zero turn. A common location for some of these is going to be actually on the, I'll call it the seat deck, I guess, because this seat doesn't lift forward. So here you actually have your model and your serial number on this tag printed under the seat, kind of in a little bit of a safe location out of the weather. Over here we're going to look at a pressure washer next, and these guys can be really tricky. I'm not exactly sure why the manufacturers do this, but a lot of them will put the number right here on this plastic piece, or sometimes even on the very bottom of the machine. Kind of tricky to get in there to find your numbers, but if you've got a pressure washer and you can't quite locate where that is, take a peek underneath the machine. Next we have a push mower. Very common locations for push mowers are going to be somewhere around the back side of the machine. This one here in particular has it on this mount for the handlebar. A lot of these will come with a flap that goes over the rear, so you can close off the bagging area if you want. There'll be that same kind of a model serial tag on that flap, so they're easily visible that way. Some other ones are actually on the mower deck itself. All easily visible on push mowers. Let's go around the back side here of our snow blower. Here we have a Troy-built Cub Cadets. They're all made by MTD, so they're all going to be very similar. Even some Toros, things like that, they're all going to be in this very similar location. So right down in here, you're going to have that same model serial tag that you see similar to on the push mowers or the tractors. They're all going to have that same type of a model serial tag. So you'll find that kind of on that lower part of the frame, on that panel that covers where your friction wheel and your drive system is under there. We also have an Aaron's here because they put theirs in a different location. So right down here on the left side of the frame, in between the tire and the frame itself, there's actually a model serial tag right here. So if you have an Aaron's, you're going to be looking for your model here and your serial here. There again, that'll offer up any of that information that we need to find the parts that you need to get you going, belts and friction wheels and blades for mowers and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and then here we have possible location of a model type and code for your motor. Right in here, this is a Briggs & Stratton on a John Deere, but you have your model and your type right on here. The code oftentimes isn't as important, but that model and type is very important. And they're all going to be somewhat similar between brands. They'll all have a series of numbers where you have your model here, and then the type is going to be another small series, and then a kind of a number that's right after that. That'll let you know exactly what it is that you have for a machine on our parts diagrams, and we can look up everything you need for that, right down to spark plugs and every nut and bolt that's on there. Each manufacturer is going to have more generic numbers that they use. Like for example, with Cub Cadet here, we've got the XT2 Enduro series. This is also an LX46. So sometimes customers will come in and they say, I have a Cub Cadet XT2, and that's the only information we have to go on. It's nearly impossible for us to find out exactly what they need with just that information, because there are so many XT2s out there. So that number is very, very important for us to have to get you the exact right part, because that's our goal here, is to get you going right the first time, not have to have you come back because the parts are wrong.
Well, we want to thank you for checking out this video. Just hope that's helpful for you. We love being able to offer parts to our customers, being able to solve their problems, and especially when we have a part right in stock that you need, come in and come out and you're on your way, get your machine back working for you again. So obviously, if you ever get in a situation where you might need help finding that model or serial number, don't be afraid to give us a call here at the store. We'd be glad to give you a hand, try to point that out for you. A lot of customers will even bring the machine in, just help them find what they need a little more quickly. So we're here for you. We're here to serve you and help you in any way we can. If you find yourself in a situation where you're looking for some replacement parts or some service parts, give us a call at 207-762-6310 or stop by the store sometime while we're open, and we'll be glad to get you going again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.